Hi everyone, this is Christy Roth with another quick recording of Tech Tips for Adapted Physical Education, or APE. So today we're just going to look at a couple of Chrome extensions. If you use a Chrome browser, you have the option to add extensions to that browser. You can do this in other browsers as well, but we're just going to explore the Chrome extensions today. So to find extensions, you go to the Chrome Web Store. You can just Google search Chrome Web Store and it will come up. I'm just going to show you a few that I really like to use. So just a quick disclaimer before we move forward. Anytime you're using a Chrome extension, this is not usually a tool offered by Google. These are usually third-party vendors who offer tools for free. However, anytime you use something free on the internet, then you are the product. And so they're probably getting some information about you through tracking purposes when you're using these tools. So it's important to always, number one, check the terms of service and the privacy policy for any tool that you add and use to your Chrome browser. And I also check the reviews for each of these tools. These are really good to take a peek at and see if people indicate that it works well, or if it seemed to glean some personal information from them that they weren't comfortable with. Or occasionally I have ended up adding a Chrome extension that has installed something on my computer that I didn't want. So it's important to read those. When you're reading the privacy policy and the terms of service, you want to make sure they're not selling your information to other organizations or businesses, and that they're keeping your information private. Find out what they're going to be doing with the information about you. So when you click on any extension, you can just search for the terms of service and the privacy policy and read those through. So on that note, two Chrome extensions that I like to use are called AdBlock Plus and Privacy Badger. And what both of these do is prevent tracking of me when I search on the internet. Often when I'm doing some searches on the internet where I don't want there to be tracking, I use an incognito window. So if you click on the three dots at the top right, you'll see new incognito window, and you can use that in order to do some searches, but you also can block ads that are coming up on pages where you go to, and then Privacy Badger actually prevents trackers from tracking you when you go to websites. So I install those. Also, when I'm doing work, especially IEP goal stuff, looking at measurements for students, assessments, I use a calculator. I like to use the Cloudy calculator installed in my Chrome browser because it remembers all of the things I've done in the past, so I don't have to go back and re-look at them over and over again, recalculate them on a calculator over and over again. It's just here stored in my Cloudy calculator. Now another handy tool that we're going to look at quick is called AdBlock for YouTube. So when you go onto YouTube, if you have this installed, it will block the ads that pop up for you. As a side note, I have another recording on SafeShare.tv. This is another way to safely look at YouTube videos, especially if you're showing them in the classroom. So AdBlock for YouTube is a nice one. Now the next one, really pertinent to physical education, is Make GIF video capture. And for Make GIF, once you have it installed, you'll see when you go to a YouTube video, this little Make GIF will live inside of the video here. And so if I wanted to actually loop a clip, so a small looped clip that I can have as a separate file on any YouTube video, so I pulled up how to shoot a soccer ball with power and accuracy from far. I drag it to where I want to start recording, and then I click my little Make GIF, and you'll see up here that I can choose Start. And then when I'm done, I select Done. And then you can see up here what I have is this little looped recording that I just made. And then I can go ahead and generate that GIF, and then right click on Save GIF and then Save Link As. And then I can save it actually as a GIF image, and then I can put that into a PowerPoint presentation or have it living on my computer and projecting it on the wall for students to see in the gym when they are performing a skill. Nice little handy Chrome extension there. The next one I want to share is Google Translate. So if I go to a web page or something that I've typed inside of Google Docs, let's say that I've created something that I want to send home to parents or publish in the community, and I want to translate that for people whose English is not their first language, I can select Translate this page. And then you'll see I have a pop-up here and I can choose which language I want to translate it to. So if I want to translate it to Hmong, then it can show up and will translate that page in Hmong. I can tell you that it's not a perfect translation, but it's enough so to provide the gist of what you're saying in many of these publications. So I also can go to a website and then select information. So I'm going to right-click copy and then click on here, and I can open it in Google Translate if I want, and then select the language I want to translate it into. It's a nice handy translation tool. All right, so the next one we're going to look at is called Special Ed Tips and Tools. So if I go on a web page, I have this installed, you'll see that it has underlined anything related to special education. And if I hover on that, it will actually give me the definition of that. So section 504, it actually gives me the definition. I get a pop-up there of what that means. Free appropriate public education, it will define that for me. So this is really handy for people who are learning the law and want to get a reminder of what some of these terms that we use in special education mean. Also, you can right-click on words and say define highlighted word or phrase, and it will define it for you. So those were just some quick Chrome extensions that you could use for adapted physical education or physical education. Have a great day.